live, boys. Heyo, everyone. Just gonna wait for people to show up. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Haven't done a live stream in a while. Actually, pretty nice. Get some caffeine. Yeah. What's up, James? How you doing? Scott Daly, thanks for asking. It's like your first question. My dad's doing better. Sorry, I just got a text message from my mom. So, yeah, my dad's doing better. The thing is, he's getting up there in age, and his heart and all that stuff. So it's just, he already spoke to the cardiologist and all that, and he's got, without going into massive detail and all that stuff. It seems to be doing better, but there's things that could be fixed. So that's what they're gonna work on. Hello from San Diego. Hello. How you doing? Unique, how you doing? Kevin, hey man. Stacks, Evelyn, what? Tinty T 2018. My day's doing good. I took a break from editing, and I'm going to be doing this live stream. So I'm here to answer your guys' questions. So if you have any questions, please let me know. This can devolve into a accident scene type analysis type thing. The main thing is I'll just use that as a visual reference. So if you have a question, I'll try to find a video or something that kind of hopefully explains some of that. But today is just kind of a chill day, and I'm going to get back to editing after this 1 hour live stream. Well, maybe we'll see if it's an hour. But yeah, just gonna hang out with you guys, ask your questions, and I'm here to answer them. Boise State, nice, Bill. How you doing? You ride anything? You getting ready to ride? What is it? Also, guys, if you notice that we kind of dipped below 500 patrons, let's see if we can get back up to the 500. The 500 patrons is going to allow me to travel the country and whatnot. And I'm waiting for the 2020 Ford Transit vans to do it. So it's going to be kind of cool. How can I send you a few pics with bikes and them also has captions? You can send it to me to my email, dandanthefireman928@gmail.com, or private message me on Discord. Let me go ahead. That's my email. So I know for MSF, of course, they always said at a stop, stay in first gear just in case. But of course, a lot of people don't. What is my take on this? So cold coffee, that's a good question. I'm going to tell you right now what I do. I pretty much go into neutral. If it's like, if I'm going to sit there for a while, I'll go into neutral. If it's going to be something really quick where, it's been red for a while and it's going to turn green, possibly I'll keep it in first and get going. A lot of it is based on the fact that, if something happens behind you, you're able to get out of the way. Being in first is one less step of having to, go from neutral to first. So people say, hey, be ready. Here's the thing, is that nobody's going to pay attention to that. I've never seen an accident video that was averted. I've never seen any type of account that was averted by them staying in first gear and then moving out of the way. So the best thing I think I could do, this is my opinion, is that you set yourself up in a good position, which is almost like a lane filtering position where you're really kind of almost sharing a lane. Your front tire is sharing that lane with the car in front of you. And if something happens, that the person behind you will run into that vehicle, hopefully, maybe clip you a little bit, but hopefully hit that vehicle and not you. Another thing is that if you're in that lane position, it's twofold, is that you're going to have, if that person decides to back up, you're already off to the side, so if they back up, they're going to miss you too. So I pretty much just set myself up, I set myself up to the point where I don't have to do anything and hopefully nothing happens to me, because you're not going to have that reaction time. But yeah, and it also depends on if you're like stopped on a hill. So stopping on the hill in first gear is actually really good. That way you can get ready for you to go, because if you have to, if you're holding the rear brake and then you're in neutral, you let go of the rear brake, you're going to fall back. So if you're in first gear, you can play with the friction zone to keep you there, and then you can get off going right there. That's pretty cool. All right, cool. Hopefully I answered your question. If I didn't, please elaborate a little bit more, and I'll elaborate even more on that. Any tips for beginner rider for low speed maneuvers? Okay, unique culture. The main thing with low speed maneuvers is not the speed, it's the balance. And that's what a lot of people get. It's like, oh, I got to mess with the friction zone, clutch control, and throttle. Yes, you do. You have to kind of do that, but that's something you can easily do going in a straight line. So you learn that. The hard part is the balance. So understanding the balance. I wish I had somebody here to help me out on this, but I did do a video on balance, kind of, and it's basically you need to figure out the center of balance, like the straight line with the balance. So what you can do is have somebody with you, grab their hand, stand foot to foot, kind of close face to face with them, and then you both are holding hands and you both lean back at the same time. You guys are going to fall over if you didn't have that counterweight, that counterbalance. So the other person that is, you're like this, and then you start to do this, and you guys are still balanced, right? Because you're holding hands. You're still balanced. With the moment one person leans in, you guys are going to fall that way. That's a lot like your bike. So this is your bike. This is you. This is what it looks like when you're riding. So you, the bike. This is what it looks like when you're riding, just straight. You guys are perfectly balanced in a straight line. The moment you start to want to do a U-turn, you start doing this, and then you start to fall, right? You start to lean with the bike and you fall. What you need to do is you need to lean that bike, so now it's going to start to fall, but then you lean your body the opposite way, and then you stay upright, but your bike is still turning. So it's counterbalancing is one of the biggest things that you need to focus on. So the moment you figure out the balance of the bike with you, low speed, fast speed, all those different things are going to be a lot easier. And if you really want to practice it at home, get like that broomstick. This is my task cam. Get that broomstick and try to balance it on your fingers. That's pretty much the same concept of what you're trying to do with the bike while you're riding. So kind of get the idea of where the balance is on that bike, and you're going to do a lot better with slow speed stuff. Yeah, my dad's doing a lot better. Thanks, man. What's up, Ryan? How you doing? Idaho, how you doing? Evelyn, what would you recommend for new riders to get started on learning how to ride? New as a never ridden manual, never ridden a bike, etc. The best thing you could possibly do is get on a bicycle, because a bicycle is, it's just a motorcycle without the motor. So the concept of counter steering, the concept of counterbalance, the concept of understanding how the bike stays upright when you have enough speed. Because if you go like anything, like if you go any faster, if you give yourself a consistent speed, like you're pedaling, and you learn how to ride without any hands, you're going to get the idea of, hey, this bike wants to stay up because of the gyroscopic forces and all that different stuff. So you're going to learn all that when you apply it to, you're going to learn all that on the bike, and then you're going to apply it to the motorcycle. The only thing the motorcycle changes is that you're going to have primary controls, which is going to be the throttle, the brakes, the clutch, and you have to start figuring that out. There's gears, but then there's also gears on mountain bikes and road bikes. So you can start figuring things out like that. But the main thing that you can do on a bicycle is really practice that counterbalancing. Practice those slow speed stuff, just kind of like what I talked about. Push that bike off to the side, you lean off the other side, and you realize that you can have the bike look weird and still maintain a good balance. After that, you'll start to realize, the braking and all that other stuff. But yeah, that's the best thing you could possibly do if you have never driven a manual, never ridden, well, he says never ridden a bike, but I'm assuming you mean motorcycle, all that different stuff. Nizanth RN, what's your worst accident ever? How did you deal with it? The worst accident, like for me, I've never had, knock on wood, I've never had a bad accident. I've only dropped my bike standing still. I've done those beginner mistakes, or that little mistake. Let me move this camera down. I've done that where I put my kickstand down or my side stand down, and then it ate up in the asphalt and fell over. So I've had that like 3 times in my life. That's it. I've never had a massive accident. I've seen massive accidents. I've been on scene of motorcycle accident fatalities. I've been on scene of terrible car and motorcycle accidents, like broken bones and unconscious and just like ragdoll type stuff. I've been on those. And how did I deal with it? When you get into that mode of you're taking care of somebody, you kind of shut your emotional brain off. Like you have to physically, I guess not physically, but you have to metaphorically, mentally shut your brain off to the emotional aspect so you can get stuff done. afterwards it kind of creeps back in, and that is why I made this channel. That's exactly why I do what I do, is because I've seen the fatalities, I've seen the deaths when it comes to motorcycles, and I want to prevent that for others. And I'm trying to find the best way to possibly do that. And it used to be, you know, tips, beginner tips. It used to be top 10 tips, top 5 tips. And then it used to be, you know, parking lot practice. And now it's more so the mentality and the vision. It's because what I've noticed is that I can throw 1,000 exercises at you. I can come up with the greatest program ever for you guys. But if you guys don't want to learn, or if you guys don't want to focus on safety, then what's the point? You guys aren't going to want to do it. It's like reading a book that you don't like. So I gotta hopefully change your mind to think about safety. And then from there, you can go off and do as many programs as you want, different programs, different people, because you have that mentality of being safe. And that's kind of what I want to do. Like, you know, there's plenty of people out there that are amazing at programming and stuff like that, and I'll let them handle that. It's a pain in the ass to get into neutral on your bike. What's up, Leon? How you doing? Finally got your running bike, Yamaha V-Star 650. Nice, Diego. How you doing, man? 397 Coney, leaning. When to lean and not to lean in turns, curves. I believe you lean in curves, but not turns. I always ride in turn like I'm on ice because I think the bike is going to slip out from underneath me. So that's a confidence thing. That's a confidence thing. You need to start having more confidence in your tires. And when you're saying to lean or not to lean in turns, curves, I do lean in turns and I do lean in curves. And here that was my my light. Whoops. Break. Okay, cool. Here's why I do both. So like my typical turn that I would do body leaning would be like turning left in an intersection, because you have to cross the whole intersection. I practice that. I practice the body lean. You don't have to get like, here's the handlebars, here's the grip, here's the grip. You don't have to you know, get down here, right? You don't have to do this for like a turn in the intersection. But what you can do is you can practice and create that habit when you're going through these turns, like in an intersection, is instead of being super down here, you could just go here. And that's it. Like you just get yourself in that motion to where you have to understand that your upper body has to move. It's not necessarily, hey, it's just a right-handed turn from a stop sign. Okay, the right-handed turn from a stop sign. Boom, I'm going in the turn. No, because then you're gonna fall because you're not doing counterbalancing on a turn from a stop. But I practice the body lean. Now, as the sharper the curve and the faster you go, you're gonna have to do more and more and more. So if that means in a left-handed turn in an intersection, it's not very fast and it's not very sharp, so I don't have to lean very far. I just lean a little bit. And that is a way to practice that. And then with the whole, you're worried about your tires slipping out from underneath you, when you do the upper body lean, your tires and your bike, so here's your bike straight, right? And it kind of goes back to the counterbalance. So here's your bike straight and here's you on the bike, okay? You're married. So if you want, you can do it like this, but I'm gonna do it like this. So if you just lean the bike, this is the bike. If you just lean the bike like this, your tires, you see how you're at an angle? Your tires, instead of being straight up and down, they're kind of curved on the road, which motorcycle tires can handle that really easily. But your suspension, it's kind of crooked with the tires. So if you do hit a bump, you're going to lose a little bit of traction. So it's actually better to have, here's the motorcycle and here's my body. Actually, here's my body, here's the motorcycle underneath me. It's actually better to lean your upper body to go through the turn, because now look at the bike, it's straight up and down. If you keep your upper body straight up, you're gonna have to turn the bike over, and now you have that issue that I was talking about. So it's actually better, even on intersections, to lean that body just a little bit so your bike can stay nice and straight up and down. On really sharp curves, you start doing this, and it's like, okay, well, I still can't make it, so now the bike has to lean too. And that's when you get to the point where you're like knee dragging and a bunch of other advanced techniques, which is great, because if you're going fast, you definitely need to use your body and the bike to turn. But on a lot of the turns that we do, you just need to use your body just a little bit. That's what I would do. And sorry, I like to go really deep into there. So start trusting your bike tires. Start trusting your tires. The tires are highly engineered, really good tires. Check before you leave. Check the PSI. The appropriate PSI is going to help you out in your turning. and then it's also going to help out suspension, acceleration, all that stuff. Guys, that's the thing. I think a lot of people mistake, you know, my bike is not powerful, all these other things. Like, have you guys checked your chain, making sure it's fine? Did you check your tire pressures to see it's fine? Because I'm going to tell you what, there's a lot of people that ride with very low PSI, and then the moment they, like, put in a little bit of air, or the air that it's supposed to be at, their tires and their bike handle so much differently. So check your tires. Quite honestly, could be an issue. Trust me, like, I went out riding with Nikki's bike yesterday, and I was like, man, these tires are spongy. And I know my FTR has better tires, better suspension, all that stuff, but I'm like, man, this is weird. PSI was low. We haven't ridden in a while. It's been sitting in the house. It was low. So I filled it back up. Boom. So much better. So much better. You can actually feel the grip. Sorry. If I spend a lot of time on these questions, let me know. Let me know. Also, guys, let's get to 500 patrons. You see right here, we're at 465. At 500 patrons, I will travel the country. I'm waiting for the 2020 Ford Transit vans, and I'm going to be putting the motorcycle and all that stuff in it. So, guys, let's get to 500 patrons. Let's do this. If you want to support the channel that way, that'd be great. If you'd like to support the channel by being on YouTube only, support the channel with YouTube membership. That is really big, too. All right, let's see. Ride the rear brake. Okay, one sec. What's up? Finally got the bike. Leaning. Okay, sorry. James Wiley, ride the rear brake. Rear brake. I don't know. That's trail. That's kind of like trail. Trail brake is front, mostly front brake. Rear brake I use a lot when I go off road. Tom Burr. When I need to roll off the throttle to slow down, sometimes I find myself completely letting go instead of twisting my wrist forward. Is totally letting go any more dangerous? So totally letting go. It can be, especially in a turn. You're gonna. I bet you, since you've let go, you hear the. Your rear tire just go, and you'll like move forward a little bit. That's too choppy. So that when you let go of that front, or when you let go of that throttle, everything is just mismatched. So what you can do is when you roll off the throttle just a little bit, think of it as downshifting, where you pull in the clutch just a little bit, and then when you start to slow down, you can start releasing the clutch a little bit more and more and more, and then you're gonna realize, oh, I need to downshift, and you start downshifting. If that's what you're talking about, coming to a stop. If it's more so you're coming to an intersection, I tell people to roll off that throttle. Another thing you can do, if your bike is too choppy, if you just roll off the throttle a little bit and all of a sudden you just kind of feel like you jerk, what you can do is pull in the clutch just a little bit and do that. I could make that more of a, I'll announce that a little bit better, or I'll say that a little bit better when I do these videos about rolling off the throttle and stuff. But yeah, you definitely don't want to, like, if you're riding the throttle, you have flat wrists, so we're just maintaining, let's say, 45 miles an hour, and then you do this, that jerky movement of just doing that is going to cause you to do that. So what you can do is flat wrist and just kind of, I'm serious, it's like a slow movement, very slow movement, and all that's going to do is you're going to drop from 45 to 40. That 5 mile an hour difference going into the intersection could be huge. As we can see with a lot of the accident videos we see of people turning left in front of us, just that half second, that full second, whatever it is, will give that car enough time to get out of your way. And to me, that's better than slamming the brakes or trying to do a swerve when all I have to do is this. That's it. That's what I mean by that. Hopefully I answered your question. If not, write some more and I'll answer some more. Which doc, how do you get past the fear of dropping a heavy bike? This is my biggest issue. Almost want to buy a moped because of it. It's only heavy when it's leaning over and you're not moving. You'd be surprised. Big bikes, they handle very well, and they're extremely balanced. The biggest fear, how do you get past it? Make sure you get some bike protection. Big bikes, if you get like a big cruiser, get engine guards, get whatever you can to give it some protection. If you're riding an adventure bike, they're really high center of gravity, and they're heavy bikes too. They have plenty of protection. Get some hard panniers or saddlebags, and an engine guard, and whatever you can possibly get. If you do have that fear, let's mitigate it by getting protection for your bike. So if you do drop it, it's not a big deal. Picking it back up, practice that. So I'd get full gear, and then I would lay on its side and practice, or full bike protection, and lay it on its side and try to pick it up. That way you get over that fear. A lot of the things is just getting over the fear by practice, and it's unknown. Fear of the unknown is what's getting us, because you just practice that, and it's not gonna be unknown anymore. Just completed your motorcycle training through Idaho Star. Nice, Curtis. Congrats. Some say that dragging your rear brake helps stabilize your bike during low speed maneuvers. Yes, it can help. It can help. Yeah. Yeah. How do you get over the fear of falling over after you put down your kickstand and walk away? Fear of the bike falling? Oh, fear of your bike falling over. You just make sure it is seated into the ground. Like your side stand is seated. I move it. If it's on a hill, keep it in gear. If it's on a hill and you put your kickstand down, side stand down, whatever it is, and let's say it's like a slight slant, put it in gear and then shut it off. That way it won't roll away. Just, let's see. I live in an area that has dirt roads, side streets with main paved roads. It spills over the pavement a lot and makes gravel a slippery surface. What are your tips for riding safely on it? Go over it as straight as possible, Zach. Go over it as straight as possible. If you're having to make turns, slow it down and go over it as straight as possible. Now, is it like your whole commute is like that? Then you need to really double check your tires almost every ride, because you never know if you're going to get like a rock or anything cutting into it. Remember, slow acceleration, slow deceleration, and slow it down on the turns. It's basically all that is. That's all you have to do. Just you have to treat it like you have ice on the road. You email a few photos. Awesome. Yeah, only 4 likes. Yeah, I don't know. My uncle gave me a 97 Gixxer 750. It's been sitting since 2004 garage. What should I do to get it road ready? You need to check your fluids, man. Those tires are gone too. Battery's probably dead. Dude, there's a lot that could go wrong with that. That's above what I know. That would be a great question for John Maxwell, and then I think Fortnite actually had a video on that. What do you think about the Harley 883 as a first bike? Unique culture. I think it's good. Because here's the thing with first bikes, people talk about low CCs. Don't do this. Don't do that. Yeah, it's gonna help you out if you have a low CC bike, because your margin of error is not going to be as great. It's going to be kind of narrow to where it's like, well, the bike's not going to go crazy, and it's a smaller bike, so it weighs less and it's easier to handle, all that stuff. 883s are fine too. They're low center of gravity, kind of heavy, I mean 500 pounds ish. Not a big deal. The power itself, yeah, it's decently powered. But the thing is, like, people like big people, like big dudes and big women and stuff, like, if they get a 125cc Grom, they're not going to fit on it. So that's not a good bike, because they're going to be fighting with the bike to learn. So they need to get a bike their size. So, if you, Lion, did I say it wrong? If it fits you, sit on the bike, and if it fits you, makes you comfortable, makes you want to ride, then from there, start learning. So if the 883 feels good to you, then do it, man. Any tips on riding down hills? My two-wheel ride. Hey, what's up, Kawi Katana? My two-wheel ride. Down hills, just realize that gravity is going to help you accelerate. Gravity is going to be against you when you decelerate, which is braking. And then since it's helping you accelerate, watch out for the turns, because you're going to be going to those turns a little bit too quick. Remember, slow, look, press, and roll. Gravity is going to make you go fast, so you're going to have to slow down even more. Try not to like constantly ride those brakes and like use them a lot, because you're going to wear them down quick. You're going to heat them up, and they're going to be really squishy and sticky. So that could be an issue when you're riding. So I would just kind of let gravity do a lot of the throttle control on that. Because you know how you have to give it a lot of throttle to go up the hill? Well, going down the hill, you don't have to give it as much throttle. So it's going to be easy for you to speed. And before you know it, you're getting into a turn too fast. So just always constantly pay attention to your speed. Speed is going to be the #1 thing about all this stuff. What's up, Robert? How you doing? All right, let me scroll up. Sorry. Let me scroll up. Nice beard. See ya, man. He said peace. Raphael, thanks. A guy at work just sold his MT-09 and quit riding because of all the bad drivers out there. You know, Tippy Tail McKitty. It's a great name. That happens, man. That happens. That really does. And you know what? You know, that's his choice. That's his choice. He made the decision. Probably didn't have enough time to practice to mitigate the risks. And that's perfectly fine. He made a good choice. It's better for him to do that than to keep his MT-09 and then just always in a panic, because then you're not going to enjoy it. So, what's up, Tiger? How you doing? There you go, Idaho. Find an old tire and lay the bike over on it. Practice pulling it up. Just put the money down for my new Himalayan and passed my MSF for the 3rd time in 4 months. Long story, but amazing how easy it is now and how hard it was before. Well, good job, Stickler. Good job. Yeah, also looking at turn and where you want to go. Exactly. What gear is best wear for washing my motorcycle? What gear is best to wear for washing your motorcycle? Rain gear? Isaiah, how you doing? Feels odd to look ahead at where you want to go when in a curve and not looking at the road in front of you for bumps and hazards. So yeah, so if you think about it, let's say you're like, this is as far as you look, okay? So this is like the turn right here. This is the curve. This is about as far as you can look. Well, every time you're going, like you're going feet, like many feet per second. So if you're looking at this spot, you already saw the ground, right? If you're looking at this spot, you already saw the ground. So when it gets to you, you know it's clear. But remember, you have that 3-degree cone, so you're constantly doing this with your eyeballs. So you can do that. You can look at your turn, and you know for a good fact, you know pretty good that there's no debris. But then you can look down real quick and look back up. Look down real back up. If you're starting to do this, realize that you probably need to be slowing down, because if you're having to do this, you're having to look down, look up, look down, look up. That means that turn is really blind. So let's slow it down so that way you can look ahead and then use your peripheral. So really start utilizing your peripheral vision on a lot of these things. UK rider, I've had one crash in a year riding due to snow and ice during the winter. Any advice how to prevent sliding, crashing in those road conditions? Just like, so blame the lag. Just like with gravel, with water. And I know snow is frozen water and all that stuff. You really have to slow down the primary controls. Slow down the throttle response. So don't go too fast. Don't shut it down too quick. Do not brake too hard too quick. Do not shift gears so quick. Everything has to be kind of smoother and slower. Just like with gravel, with a passenger, snow, rain, all those different things. If it's not perfect conditions, you can't ride your bike like it's in the tippity top racing machine it's supposed to be. If it's not perfect conditions, you need to slow it down to manage those imperfect conditions. So slow down on the turning, keep the bike upright as much as possible. Slow down on the braking, so that means you need to give yourself even further braking distance. You need to give yourself even a bigger space cushion. All those different things, and it really is, at the end of the day, it's as simple as slowing down and then being smoother on the controls. What's up, Sam? How you doing? Thank you so much for all the positive comments, Sam. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Fouch? I think it's Fouch. Thank you so much for all the positive comments on the videos lately. Hello from Europe. How to get support from family to buy a bike since everyone is against it? Typically that's going to be definitely a familial thing. I've talked about that in previous videos. Long story short, make sure you tell them and you show them specifically that you are doing this as safe as humanly possible. Okay, so you get all the gear, you take the classes, you do the research, you show them that you're practicing, all these different things, because at the end of the day, the reason why they are against it is because they just don't want you to die. They have that fear of the unknown. They don't know anything about motorcycles, so they're scared of them. The only thing they know about motorcycles is what they see in the news, and the only time they post anything in the news for motorcyclists is when they die. Simple as that. So you really need to educate them on that. But if you're going to educate them, it means you have to educate yourself first. So educate yourself first. Lean on the new bike way high and low, legs low, so I can scrape pegs. Disconcerting. What? Stickler? Alex Fraser, I came to stop at a stop sign, completed the stop with the rear brake. Bike tipped over, felt like it was pulled from the ground rather than merely falling over. Your thoughts, possible causes. I would need a little bit more. Did the bike stall? How are your handlebars? Are you sure you didn't grab the front brake? Because usually what happens when it feels like the bike just like dumps, like it just literally, like I came to a stop and then I fell over, like it felt like it grabbed it, is that a lot of the times is if you have the handlebars turned even just a little bit and then you smash that front brake, what's going to happen, well, let's scroll back. What happens when you grab that front brake, that front suspension will dive. Okay, it'll dive down, and I show that in my how to brake video. It'll dive down, and that's if you have it straight. So it's going to dive down and come back up, so you're straight. If you have it slightly turned, it's going to dive down and then fall over like that. It's going to go boom, boom, like that. It's going to do that. So maybe you grab the front brake and had the handlebars turned a little bit. That's the only thing I can do with that much information. Drop dark horse practicing better in practice than on the road. Yes. Phoenix, how you doing? No, thank you. Rocky, hey, how's everyone doing? I can stick around. Just noticed that you were live and thought it'd be safe. Hey, man, how you doing, Rocky? How you doing? We're doing great here. If you guys want to know why Phoenix and Rocky and Sam and Robert and all these other people are green, and they have, you know, they're green right here, and they have a mustache next to their name and a beard, is because they're YouTube members. So if you would like to become a YouTube member and support the channel, it'd be great. It'd be great. I'm going to actually post a video today for YouTube members, $5 YouTube members and above. That's a perk that you guys are going to see video early today after this live stream. So make sure you do that. Distractions, let's not do caps lock. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. Let's see. Chase, hey Dan, I just recently purchased a bike. I watch your videos all the time in the weeks waiting for my. Thank you for the content. You're welcome, man. Once you do get your bike, make sure you actually do some training. I figured, you know, talking about the mental aspect is easy to do so on the internet and videos. The training itself, yeah, you can regurgitate and you can follow along what I do, but at the end of the day, you have to actually go out and get training. And I think the best thing you could possibly do is get coached training, which is through the MSF or anywhere near or whatever it is in your local area. Why is it that motorbikes are always parked in neutral? I park mine in neutral sometimes. If I'm on a hill, I'll park it in gear. How turned do they need to be? If they were turned, it would have been a tweak. I stopped straight, maybe an imperfection in the road turned them. Yeah, that's another thing, is that if there's an imperfection in the road, like a divot, the biggest one that you can probably think about is like a train track or a trail track. That little divot could cause something like that. So maybe some freak accident, man. Maybe it was a freak accident. But if you stop straight and he dumped the bike, I mean, it could have been gravel on the ground. Thank you. Can you shout out those channels again? What channels? In what context? Are you talking about John Maxwell? John Maxwell, he's a great dude. He's got a lot of videos on maintenance and stuff like that, and he talks about oils. He's a Harley tech, the Harley tech. And then Fort9, N-I-N-E. He does good stuff too. Let's see. Oh, something just messed up. I gotta go all the way back up. There we go. About to get my R3 next month. This is gonna be my first bike. I'm so happy. Awesome, Raphael. Awesome. What do you think would be best when purchasing your first bike, used or brand new? Evelyn asks. So it really depends on finances. At the end of the day, it really depends on finances. Do you have the budget and the money for a new bike? Then I say get it. And people are saying new. It's like you shouldn't do that with a new bike. I say get it. I say do whatever the heck you want to do. If it's gonna make you ride, if you're gonna choose a used bike that you're only getting because it's cheap, and you don't really like it too much, but you're like, I'll just buy it because it's cheap, and then I'll just upgrade later. You're not gonna enjoy it. You're not gonna enjoy it. The beauty about buying a new bike is that, and it doesn't have to be new. It could be used at a dealer. So that's also where I'm coming from too. So used at a dealer, I'm gonna consider new. Used, I'm considering Craigslist, or any type of like secondhand place. So if you buy new or used from a dealer, it's gonna be maintained. It's gonna be road ready by the time you leave the lot, because it has to be road ready, or they're in trouble. You can get warranties. You can get all these different things. You know where it's coming from. You have the history of it. All those. That's why I would say that. And that's if you have the money for it, if you have the budget for it. If you don't have the budget for it and all you can afford is the third party, Craigslist bike, but you want to start riding, then do that. Just realize that you're going to be very limited in what you want to pick. And if we're doing new bikes, or not new bikes, if we're doing beginner bikes on this, then if it's not a bike that you feel comfortable on and you buy it, you're not going to do very well on it until you get to that part of comfort. And really, the time you get to that part of comfort is when you do enough practice. But I mean, the bike's not the same. You just start running into issues. So my biggest thing is find the bike that you like do the research, and then wait for it to show up used, or find a good deal at a dealer. Don't just go and look what's the cheapest bike and then try to buy it, because it probably won't be the bike that you like. I don't know if that's what you wanted me to say, but that's my thing. Like, I buy new, and that's the thing is, like, my 2012 Sportster I bought new, and I just recently traded it into this year for an FTR. I had it for 7 years, and it lasted me. I mean, it was just a great bike, and I'm pretty sure if I bought it used, it wouldn't, because I don't know what the guy did to it. It could have blown up on me. I don't know. To me, that's just my personal preference. Let's see. At a stop, like, transfer the front. You're not balanced. Am I pulling over? Okay. Combi tube or King? Combi tube. I like combi tubes. King Airways, they can be kind of funky. I mean, they're both good. I've used more combi tubes than Kings, though. That's probably why. If you have a new bike, are you going to be afraid of making mistakes for safety or for looks? An older bike is cheaper and you can focus on riding. Yeah. That's another great thought about that. Have you thought about doing the live chat in the garage and using the bike to demonstrate instead of using an imaginary bike? That's a great idea. Especially now if I do Q&As. If I do Q&As, then I could definitely do it in the garage. If I do like the live streams for the accent stuff, I'll obviously have to do it here. That's a great idea. I didn't even think about that. Thanks, man. Probably the next Q&A I'll be doing in the garage. That's a great idea. Where am I at? Also, guys, if you become a YouTube member or do any type of super chatting, it's going to pop up on screen and everyone's going to know how awesome you are. Let's see. Quick hello. What's up, Daggermouth? How you doing? Hope you're having a good day, too. Hey, Dan. Any pros, cons for bar end mirrors? Looking at maybe upgrading my FCO7 since I mostly see my shoulders. Bar end mirrors, they can be good. The bad part is that you pretty much removed bar end sliders from your. I mean, I think at the end of the, well, let me take that back. Those mirrors, the way they attach, could act as sliders. My biggest problem is that when you look at those types of mirrors, there's a reason why they're up. The other mirrors are like up here in your view, is so you just do that. If you have bar end mirrors and your hands are low, you're having to look down. Bigger head movements is going to cause you to have wasted movement in how you look and see. So it's going to be a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit exaggerated, and I kind of know that because on my Sportster I had that underneath the bar on the left side mirror, and I made it work. I could see really well, but now that I have the mirrors up here, I just had to adjust them so I didn't see my shoulders, and it's a lot better. So I mean, just try it out. I would go to a dealership and see if there's a bike with bar end mirrors. Sit on it, and then see if you can see how much you have to do that, and if you like doing that. That's my thing. You can make it work, man. You can definitely make it work, but they are usually smaller mirrors, and they're a little bit harder to use. That's pretty much it. You might get the same amount of vision from the mirrors up here than you do down there. Bought a Suzuki. Nice, Zero. I'm a new rider and have an Iron 83, and I was wondering if you had any suggestions for modifications to make the bike more noticeable at night. I've got all my night gear already. So our Harley 883s, Harley Sportsters, they have terrible lighting. So what I would do, let me go. I upgraded my headlight. So let me switch it over here. So this is Amazon. So it says right here. So I'm not just making this up. I purchased this June 30th, 2017. So Harley 883s have a 5 3/4 LED headlight spot. I installed this on my my Sportster, my 2012 Sportster, and oh my gosh, it does a great job. Ooh, it's even upgraded now. They upgraded it. That's new. And these are plug and play. These are plug and play. Great. So it's not going to fit my FTR. Yeah, that's fine if it doesn't fit my FTR, because obviously it's not going to do that. So I would upgrade this, because remember, if you can see, that's much better. So let me, where are you at? Unique. That's the link to the headlight. It's literally plug and play. You unplug your old headlight, and there's a plug to this, and you put it in. I have a video of it. My son and I did it in 6 minutes. Easy peasy, pumpkin easy. Get that. That way you can see, because at the end of the day, I don't care what other... I mean, I do care what other people's... if they can see me or not. But the biggest problem is that they don't react the way I want them to, so I need to react to them. Okay, so I need to react to them. And if I can see, I'm already ahead of the game on that. Another thing you can do, if you really want to, is get LED underglow. And make sure it's okay for your local laws, because in Arizona there's specific laws, and in some states you can't even do it. But Custom Dynamics have really good things. Also, another thing you could do is just get Custom Dynamics bullet turn signals and tail light, or the brake lights. Those things are bright, and people will see you. Modulating headlight would be good too. A bunch of different things you could do, but the biggest and cheapest thing you could do is right here. $50. It's gonna last you. If you get the Harley version, it's gonna be $500. And I kind of thought to myself, I was like, man, you know, maybe if this thing breaks, you know, I'm buying a cheaper thing. I should just pony up the money for $500. But here's the thing: if the $500 one breaks, I'm shit out of luck. So if I buy this and it breaks, I buy another one. It's only $100 now that I spent. It's still five times cheaper than buying the Harley one, and it does just as good for what I want it to do. So if you guys have a Harley, if you have a Sportster or anything like this, get this light. I highly recommend it, and it's something that I get all the time, or not all the time. It's something that I've gotten for my Sportster all the time. What am I talking about? Distractions. I understand you have a serious question, and I can see it because it's in caps lock, but I'm gonna get to it, man. I'm gonna get to it. I'm going down the list. I'm giving everybody time to have an answer. Is trail braking, so Isaiah C, is trail braking difficult to achieve? Is it better braking before the corner? So trail braking is an advanced technique. Okay, so you can't just smash into a turn and then say trail braking. Does that make sense? You can't. You still have to know how to counter steer. You still have to know how to look through the turn. You still need to know how to roll on the throttle or roll off the throttle. Right? So just like, oh, I'm going to trail braking. What does that mean? When you go into a turn, right? Nothing. So you have to build upon your foundation, which is slow, look, press, and roll. You need to slow down before the turn, look where you want to go, press to initiate counter steering, and counter steering, and then lean position, and then you need to roll on the throttle. Once you've got that down, then let's add in the other tool of trail braking. So you still do slow, look, press, and roll. Slow, look, press, and roll. You still do it. The part is when you're slowing, okay, you're going into the turn, you're slowing, you're maintaining your slowing by adding trail braking. You learn that in the MSF advanced class for a reason. Advanced class. It's not taught in the beginner class. Advanced class. So focus on the slow, look, press, and roll, and then go to take a class and learn the proper technique for trail braking. That way you can apply it on the road. That one is a difficult one because now we're applying brakes into a turn, and if done improperly, it's a very high risk, high skill technique. If done improperly, you're going to dump your bike and fall. If done correctly, you're going to make it through the turn quicker. If done in an emergency situation where you didn't slow look, press, and roll, or you did, but it's still too fast for you, and you apply trail braking to maintain and go through the turn safely, that is where I want people to start utilizing this. I don't want people to learn trail braking just so they can go faster into a turn. I want people to learn trail braking for that extra tool of, oh crap, something happened. Instead of just standing the bike up and applying the brakes like I learned in the beginner class, I can trail brake and make the turn. That, to me, is where I think people need to really do that. And the only way you're going to really get good instruction is if you have it hands-on. Okay, so trail braking, I think you need to have hands-on. So take an advanced class. I know other channels recommend trail braking, but you have to kind of realize where their clientele, I guess, their viewers are at. You know what I mean? I think what they expect, like Canyon Chasers, for example. Canyon Chasers is a great channel. I freaking love them. I love learning from them because I'm at certain points of my training that I can utilize what he says. But then when I see him talking about trail braking, I see who he's talking to. He's talking to the more advanced riders, or he's talking more to the intermediate riders. There's some parts of it that he talks to about for beginners, and he does mention that you need to practice. So trail braking, it's a very difficult thing to answer because you really need to have somebody coaching you one-on-one on that, and it's an advanced technique for a reason. But lay the foundation down with slow look, press, and roll. Once you master that, let's move on to trail braking. Where am I at? Okay. Distractions. You say you have a serious question. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, did you post it even further down? Okay. No problem, Blame. ABS or non-ABS for first bike? Aaron Berea. Hopefully I said that right. ABS, great. Here's the thing. ABS is not necessarily a crutch. It's a safety net. So what we're doing on motorcycling is dangerous. Going up on a trapeze at the circus is dangerous. Do we do it with a safety net or we do it without a safety net? Is $300 more for the total price of my bike worth a safety net? Yeah, it definitely is. Does it mean that you don't need the skill to ride the bike, or you don't need the skill to apply the brakes? You don't need the skill to, learn how to do the trapeze? Absolutely not. You need to know the skill. So you need to still know emergency braking and how to apply it. So hopefully you never activate ABS. But if for some reason you do activate ABS, you have a safety net. So I absolutely love ABS. It's technology that should be adopted. Greetings, Dan. I'm thinking about changing driving for riding. What do you think are the fundamentals? And is the Kawasaki Z300 a good bike in your opinion? Here's the thing, guys. Any bike is a good bike in my opinion, as long as you are riding within your abilities. That's gonna be my answer for every single one of those questions about if this bike or that bike. What do you think about? As long as I care about you. I don't care about the bike. I care about if you are safety minded and you're not, if you get a freaking BMW 1000RR and you're a brand new rider, are you the type that's like, I'm going to slow it down and not ride to the bike's ability but mine? Or are you the type that, hey, I got a BMW 1000RR, I'm going to go insane and twist that wrist with throttles and things and all that stuff? That is when you start to get into a lot of issues. So as long as you are safety conscious and you're riding within your abilities, and I think that's fine. So if changing from driving to riding, just realize you're not going to have a ton of storage anymore. You're not going to have it. So look into getting saddlebags, a good backpack, a tank bag, a top case, whatever it is you can. Because trust me, at the end of the day, when you switch from driving to riding, it's going to be more miserable when it comes to having to do errands. If you're going to do errands, make sure you have storage. And I absolutely love my saddlebags and I love my backpack for that reason. I don't go riding without my backpack, even if I'm not going to get anything. Like if my plan to ride is just a ride, it's not to buy anything or to go to the store, I still carry my backpack just in case. Because who knows, I stop over at a gas station, get some water, get an energy drink, all this stuff. Where am I going to put it? That's the biggest problem. ABS, if you get it, better to have it not needed than not have it needed. Exactly. It's like the 2 is 1, 1 is none rule. I'm sure a lot of gun enthusiasts have heard that. 2 is 1, 1 is none. So two guns is 1, because if one fails, you still got one backed up. If you only have one gun and that fails, you're shit out of luck. You don't have a gun anymore to defend yourself. So when it comes to braking, 2 is 1, 1 is none. So my skill is 1, the ABS is 1. So 2. If I fail in my skill, oh, I'm all flipping you off. If I fail in my skill, I still have ABS to take care of me. If I don't have ABS on my bike and I fail in my skill, I crash. So I would rather have ABS. That's kind of how I look at it. It is a safety net. So I'm looking at buying my first bike. Okay, now distractions. I got to it. If I'm looking at buying my first bike. Keep in mind I've driven 250 Enduros, ATV, and can drive anything. Is a Yamaha Raider 1900 a doable bike? Will the gas make the bike stand up? It's either Raider or Striker. A Yamaha Raider 1900. It's a pretty big bike. Will the gas make the bike stand up? To me, that sound. I'm not trying to call you out or anything, dude. But if you're saying that you've been doing 250 Enduros, ATVs, all these different things, and then the question is, if I give it acceleration, is it going to stand up? It does sound to me that you're pretty new to when it comes to two wheels. Here's the thing, man. I don't know if you've taken a class, but I would definitely take a class. I would start off there. Start off there and go sit on a bike if you feel like it. Like, go sit on this bike if you like it, and then get it. But the problem is that just thinking, it's standing up. So I mean, what's the real question? Is it that you're scared of the weight, like of it falling over? So you're just gonna give it acceleration to stand it back up? That right there is not good, because once if you don't have the room to do that. So I'm trying to figure it out, man. I'm trying to figure it out. Give me a little bit more context, and I'll answer that question again. Stickler Dan, when I turn on the new bike, I scrape pegs. Not even going fast. The high center of gravity makes it more scary. What kind of bike do you have again, Stickler? What kind of bike do you have? We'll be having a kipper for breakfast on the day of the mental gens ride. So, what is that, Tony? A kipper for breakfast. What is that? So what he's also talking about, guys, the men's mental health, the DGRs, where it says sponsor me. It says I've raised $32.42 out of $10,000 goal. I've got 19 more days to raise money for men's mental health and prostate cancer research. So if you would like to sponsor me in that, please do so. Okay. And then if you're in Tucson, or if you're willing to travel to Tucson, September 19th, I'll be participating in it, but it's a DDFM meetup. It's a legit DDFM meetup. So swing on by, everybody. Swing on by. Let me go scroll down. Kipper. It fell in the same spot twice. The second time I made sure no front brake. You might have to, I need more information on that. That is very true, Dan. My mom was against me getting a motorcycle, and when she saw I took him past Idaho Star Training and saw that I have all my gear, Dan talks about she is more at peace. And that's the thing, is you really do want to put your loved ones at peace. Okay? You really do want to. That's the thing. They're against a lot of the stuff that you do because they feel that you're not taking it seriously. And I started to realize that with my kids. Like, my kid wanted to do something that was very drastic, something that was completely different, and I questioned the whole thing. Like, I didn't just say, yeah, go ahead, do it. And I know you'd be supportive, right? As a parent, you want to be supportive, but I'm like, nah, there's a lot of negative with this change. Just like motorcycling, there's a lot of negative with you wanting to do motorcycling. Nah, I don't want to. And a lot of parents will be like, nope, you're not doing it. Me, on the other hand, when I heard that they wanted to do this change, I'm like, okay, you have this week to prove to me that you completely understand this change and you understand the consequences. You understand what you need to do to change a negative outcome to a positive. You have a week. And they didn't do it because they're too young. But as a more like a teenager or somebody that's going to start riding a motorcycle, even 20-year-old, 30-year-old, whatever it is, make sure you know what you're getting into. Like, you need to know, like, hey, if you crash, you're going to get hurt. So have gear. Okay, well, if you crash, you're also going to hurt your bike. Make sure you have bike protection. Well, how do you do this on a bike that's a typical thing on a commute? Well, take a class or practice. These are all things you need to know before you just jump on a bike and call it a day. So it's very true, Phoenix. Very good. How Higher CC bikes get more comfortable with you friction zone. Yeah. So Dale, on higher CC bikes yeah, they do. So higher CC bikes, I'm able to, the friction zone is a little bit easier because first and second gear are a little bit easier to play around with. You get a little bit more power with those. Let's see. All right, I need to catch up. Where am I at? Oh my gosh, I'm falling behind. Sorry guys. Let me catch up to you guys. Whoa. It just like it moved pretty far down. All right, I'm going to lightning round these ones so I can catch up to you guys. What's up, Dan? Love what you're doing to help out a new rider. I try and help people out, but as much as you, thanks for everything. You're welcome, man. That's the whole point. The whole point is that I'm trying to make people safer because I'm just sick and tired of seeing people that are dead on the road because of simple mistakes. All right, lightning round. What's up, DDFM? Quick question: ABS or not ABS for first bike? What is your opinion? Yes, ABS. It's a safety net. Still practice your skills. If your skills fail, ABS will take care of you. If your skills fail and you don't have ABS, you're gonna crash. So very good. I ride with foam earplugs. It helps me a lot, especially on highways. I ride better because I'm not impressed by the speed, by hearing less of the wind engine noise. What do you think? Earplugs. The main thing. I mean, if it's doing that psychological thing for you, great. You're being a little bit more safe because you're not getting that ego-driven thing from like, ooh, it's like crazy. I love it. My thing is earplugs. If you get guys hearing, if you lose it, you're never getting it back. So that's going to save your hearing. Firefighters and a bunch of other people have problems with hearing because of the years and years and years. Same thing with motorcyclists. So foam plugs, I'm happy with that because it's going to protect your hearing. But then you found another use case for it, which is going to actually keep you safer. Perfect. Hey Dan, I'm planning on getting an R3. I see people having problems with false neutrals. What you think that's something I should avoid, or is something that comes with practice to correct? So that's something, Immortal Rob, that's something that you can practice and correct yourself. It really is. A lot of times when people complain on the internet, it's because of lack of experience. But sometimes it's a legit thing. But I have a feeling that I think the false neutral thing is not a big deal. I think that's rider error. SD Canyon Carver, live in San Diego. Anyone want to ride with me? I actually might be going to San Diego this weekend. But I won't be taking my bike, so sorry. Robin, hey Dan, good stuff, thanks. I had MT-07 is still wondering, give or lose gas in a turn, keeping momentum. So when you're turning, you're going to lose speed. You're going to lose momentum because you're applying some of your acceleration to the turn. So you're actually dropping speed. Let's say it's a turn and you're going 30 miles an hour. You're probably going to slow down to about 27, 28 miles an hour. So what you have to do is you actually roll on the throttle just a little bit to maintain your speed. That is what I would do. I would not speed out of a turn until I can see and know where so let me scroll back. I would not accelerate out of a turn until my nose of my bike is pointed in the direction that like I need to go, like straight. So when I'm exiting, my nose is pointed to the exit, then I'll accelerate. Not when I can see the exit, but when my nose of the bike is pointed to the exit, guys. That's a lot of problems that we see on these motorcycle crashes, is that they see the exit and they gun it, and then they go off the road. Yes, you guys can see it, but wait until the nose of your bike is pointed towards it, and then you can accelerate. That's what I would do. Looking at my first bike, what's up, Zane? How you doing? Distraction, I'm looking at my first bike. Oh, yeah, so, used. I think I need to go back on there. How's the beard and the man attached to it? Mr. Moopy, it's doing good. I'm going to let it grow out a little bit more. I cut it a little bit too short for my liking now that I think about it. I park my bike in gear because if someone tried to steal it and it's in neutral, they can roll it away. Most people don't know what the bike is in gear, and if it's first bike, your personal preference. So here's the thing with motorcycle thieves is that they know how to use a motorcycle, so they're going to know how to do that. They're going to know how to pop it out of gear or in neutral, or just pull in the clutch. They already know how to do that. So the best thing you could possibly do with motorcycle thieves is make it to where it's less desirable for them. And that is one step. That's one thing you could do, is it's less desirable for the one that doesn't know what they're doing and they don't know how to fix it. Another step is obviously getting like a disc lock, brake, like the front brake lock, covering it up if you're going to be parking it for for a certain amount of time, or putting it in a position that it's gonna be just too funky for somebody to grab. I recently sold my first bike about 8 months ago, DRZ 400. Dude, I want that bike. And got a Gixxer 600. Every time I ride more than 20 minutes, my back and legs are crazy sore. Am I like sitting wrong or just not used to it? So the Gixxer 600 has a different ergonomics than the DRZ 400. So that's going to be probably why your back and your legs are sore. You're using your legs and your back to kind of keep yourself on there. And that's just the deal with sport bikes. It really is. What made you sell your DRZ to get the 600? Curious, Zach. Yeah, I think you have to get used to the seating position. In California, it's not good to park in neutral. Had a friend park his bike on the flat garage floor and had an earthquake. The bike moved forward, was neutral, and fell over. Oh my gosh, I never. That's a freak accident, having an earthquake cause your bike. So yeah, I bet you he learned from that. Mad Munchies bought your first bike. Nice. I'm still in the hunt for a beginner motorcycle ride. Okay. Dan, I'm looking to get my first bike. Okay, I need more context on that. You're just copy and pasting that. Oh, Rocky Lewis. Weren't you already a member? Weren't you already a member? Thank you so much, Rocky. Appreciate it. Nice. See, and it shows right there on the bottom. It says YouTube member Rocky Lewis. Thanks, man. Let me get back here. Dan, anyone knows a nice beginner cruiser for dual riding? Work home riding, not much plastic or chrome work. Depends on your weight. Honda Rebel 500. Depends on both of the passenger and your weight. That might be pushing it. It's a really good beginner bike. For dual riding, look into the Kawasaki Vulcan S. Kawasaki Vulcan S is a great bike. Very good bike. And you could definitely, especially if you get a 600 or higher, you're definitely going to have enough power for it. It's a good bike. Very fast bike too. Kawasaki Vulcan S, Mr. Moopy. Hey man, finally caught a live video from UK. Hard to catch you. Yeah, Daniel. Great name. Dale, if you're scraping your pegs, you need to learn to hang off so that you can go through the same corner at less of an lean angle. So you actually need to put even more body positioning so that you don't scrape pegs. Really is that. Still on the hunt for a motorcycle? Okay. I have to go. Almost time for my students to come back into class. Phoenix. Awesome. 92 on the written and only lost one. Perfect. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Started searching Craigslist for the bike I learned on strictly for nostalgia purposes. My dad's old bike. I want to find one exactly like it. I think that's what a lot of people do on Craigslist. Yeah. I know you got your girl a Honda Rebel, but what do you think of the Yamaha Bolt? Yamaha Bolt's awesome. It's a great bike, but I think for the price, there's better options out there. Kawasaki Vulcan S for one. Yamaha Bolt has that, we kind of copied the Sportster look, and we kind of almost have close to a Sportster price. If you like it, do it, man. If you like it, do it. I like the Rebel more compared to that. I mean, I know there's difference in CCs and difference in styling and everything, but the price for what we wanted, that was the better deal. That's why we picked it, because for the size she is, the price, she liked the looks, it just fit her. That's why we picked it. We didn't pick it because, hey, that's, that is the only beginner bike people should get, and I'm gonna get it to be an example. No, that's not what it was. It felt good to her. She liked the look. She fell in love with it. We went and looked at other bikes. We came back to this one. She still loved it. We took a class. We came back to the store, and she still loved it. That's why we got it. There was no like, hey, how about try this? And she's like, okay, I sit on it. I don't like it. That's kind of where it went. Oh, I said I was gonna do lightning round. Robin bought the MT-07, no regrets. Awesome. Forget all the it's too much crap. Yeah, if you ride within your abilities, it doesn't matter if it's a freaking 7,000 cc bike. If you're just riding within your abilities, you'll be fine. So guys, if you'd like to support the channel and make these videos keep on coming, become a YouTube member or patron, guys. I have the video of the guy that crashed today. I think it was yesterday. the video of him crashing with no gear and he's all tore up, that got demonetized. So that's not making anything on that. But it's still good information. And I talked to YouTube and they're just like, well, whatever. And then I got another video that's just sitting unlisted on my channel that's demonetized waiting for review. So it's just, if you would like to support the channel, it's $2 a month. $2 a month. It'd be great. Be great. Deal on Kawasaki versus fall through today, so I've been feeling a bit sad today, but I made sure to stick to my budget because I want to get proper riding gear also for touring. And that's the thing, is you're gonna find deals. You're gonna find deals. Just don't rush into it. Sorry about that, Sam. Distractions, I understand. Okay. All right. I understand. I was on the eyes for Ninja 300 and CBR 500R. So distractions, I don't know. Will the throttle make the bike stand up in first? I know it's the Porsche bike. Are you talking about like wheelie? Are you talking about a wheelie? It's not gonna do it. You're not gonna wheelie that bike unless you actually know how to wheelie. I'm looking at it, man. So here's the thing: that bike is not gonna wheelie on its own. Yes, it's a 19 hundo. That thing's not gonna ride. That thing's not gonna. No. So I don't think you need to worry about that. Okay. That's too much now. There we go. Let me go back. Learned a lot from you, Dan. Thank you for all the videos. I drive a Kawasaki VN 2000. I'm still nervous riding in raining. Any tips? Best regards for Iceland. So raining, you need to start trusting your tires, guys. Start trusting those tires. If you don't trust your tires, it's probably because you know that your tires aren't in tip-top shape. When you get good tires and they're properly inflated and there's no nicks and gouges in them because you've done your declocks, you've checked your tires, start trusting your tires. You can almost ride like a normal ride in the rain if you have proper tires. The one thing that you really want to focus on when it's raining, though, is slow inputs. Okay, smooth. Actually, let's take that back. Smooth inputs. A smooth throttle response, so smooth acceleration, deceleration, smooth braking, smooth turning, and then also pay attention to how you guys are functioning in the rain. It gets cold. It gets really cold. How can I get more confidence in leaning on the bike? I have watched a video. It just feels like it's wrong to do. So Daniel, yeah. Which video did you watch? It's probably the turning one. It does feel uncomfortable. The body does not like to lean past 20 degrees. It just doesn't. And you have to train yourself to get to that point. How many miles do you get on the tank full? Just saw a Adam said on review your bike, only got about 120 tank. Just curious. That's about right. So Michael, the FTR 1200 gets about 120 miles to the tank. I put it in sport mode and I have a little bit of fun with it, so I probably get a little bit less. I probably get like 115. And that's like when I decide to fill back up. I'm pretty sure I got some in reserve. You'd be good in the rain. You need to get bank over 1G to start sliding. You need more traction. Yeah. Will the throttle make the bike? No, so you won't wheelie. That's the thing. Distractions. You're not gonna wheelie that thing. If anything, you're gonna peel out and remove traction to that rear tire. Zane, what kind of you trying to find? So Ninja 300, CB 500, and CBR 500R. Those are all good bikes, man. Those are all good beginner bikes. Just pick the one that is within your budget and feels good to you. I scored a brand new tag still on it. Icon compound motorcycle jacket at the pawn shop. Paid $117 for it. Nice! Nice. My first real jacket that I got it on just like that. I got it just like that. It wasn't at a pawn shop. It was at the RSD store in Long Beach. There you go. The RSD store at Long Beach, they had a clearance rack, and the only thing that was messed up on it was the zipper. and it was half off, and those are very expensive jackets. I paid $225 with armor inserted in it, and it's like a $400 or $500 jacket, and the zipper was the only thing wrong. And when I went home, because I lived in Yuma at the time, so I had to wait until I got home. It was like 5 hours. All I did was grab needle nose pliers and pinch the zipper, the part that moves up and down, pinch it just a little bit to keep it secure. That was it. Never had a problem. Never had a problem zipping up and down. Love the jacket. Love it. So you could definitely find deals, guys. If you go to any place and you find the clearance rack and you ask what's wrong with it, why is it on clearance, and if they tell you, be like, okay, it's something I could fix. We'll see. You could probably manage distractions. You can probably manage the 1900. Okay, ride within your ability. So I'm seeing that you're saying that you've driven all these things, and earlier it's like you can handle anything. That right there is kind of like an ego thing. I can handle a lot, but I've never handled this, the 1900, the Yamaha Raider 1900. I don't know if I can handle it, but let me try. And then when I try, I'll be like, okay, now I can handle it, or now I can't handle it. So you have to go into it that way. You have to go into it like, hey, this is a real thing, and I can't just have the ego of, yeah, I could definitely do it. Gotta head out for work. See you later, Unique. Really don't know what, so Wirtz, hey everyone, can someone help me? I really don't know what first bike to choose in my country. I can only ride a 125cc. There's a lot of good 125s. Oh, Tony Kart's already there. Boom, thanks, man. Let me go. Tony Kart, how many years riding under your belt before insurance companies cut you slack on your ridiculous prices? It's really by age. 25 years old. 25 years old is when things start to settle down, and then if you want to have even more discounts, get past the MSF and take classes, and then tell your insurance company, hey, I've taken these classes and I have the certs. They should give you a discount. I actually have a discount for becoming an MSF rider coach, but I had discounts all the way leading up to that because I took so many classes. My wallet's not here, but I have a ton of completion cards. All right, you know what? We're doing that. Dan just started watching your videos a couple months back, and just this Sunday I passed the CMSP, and I'll take the next training course because I have felt even more in love with riding. That kid Rose, awesome. I think I caught up. I think I'm catching up. Oh, maybe not. Any tips for moving from an adventure bike to a sports bike? Honestly, like adventure bikes, I'd rather ride than a sports bike. The tips for that is that you're going to have a crazy amount of throttle response with sports bikes, so be a little bit careful on that. And then the balance is going to be a little bit different, and then ergonomics of how you sit can be a little different. That's the only thing, really. What's a good beginner Ninja sport bike? The Ninja 400 or 300. I would pick the 400 over 300. Vulcan S is big enough for 6'3" and 220. Waifu is 5'5", 165. I still think you can do multiple hours through the Demarce with bags and windscreen. So yeah, we're starting to push. So the Kawasaki Vulcan S. Let me go ahead. Vulcan. You might do a better job with the Vulcan 900 if that's something that you like. So it's $799, the classic, and then that's what the classic looks like. The LT has the screen, the custom does a little bit more. Okay, the custom has, you can tell by the wheel, so this has white walls and spoked, and this has this really big front wheel. So you might want to check out the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 for that one if you're gonna be doing two-up riding and doing a little bit more long distance stuff. If you're really gonna do long distance stuff, I mean, oh man, this thing's sick. Here's the Vulcan S. The Vocaro looks really cool. Let's go to models. They have a cafe version, ABS SC version. It's basically a Ninja engine, the Kawasaki Ninja engine in it. This is the Vulcan S. It's only 650 though, so you might actually do better with the other cruiser that they have, the 900. And it's forward controls, so it should be good for you. Hey, you're welcome, Stickler. Yeah, the Rebel 500 is great. The price is amazing too. You basically get the base. Like, you just get what's needed with the Rebel 500, and that's what I like. And then from there, I can build upon it if I really want to. I don't wear an air vest. It's just not consumer friendly for the cost right now. I have nothing against them though. If anything, it's better. Hey Dan, saw you post a video in Yam's Discord a couple weeks ago. Love the content. It's been really helpful since I'm planning to take the MSF this weekend. Yale, awesome, man. Awesome. I have a Discord too. So guys, I have a Discord. So I'm not here. Let me go ahead and scroll this up to here. So I have a Discord also. This is absolutely 100% free. So if you want to have access to this, let me. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Let me do this. So you can click this link right here. So this is the Discord. Hey, look at this. Hi chat. Hi stream. So this is absolutely new. So if you join, let me go ahead and mark that as red. I'll go ahead and mark all this as red. There we go. So if you join, we have all this stuff. And the crew member lounge is for YouTube members and patrons only. But yeah, join the stream or join the Discord, guys. We have 1,500 members in here, and it's really cool. So yeah, I'm a part of Yammy Noobs, Wall Terrifics, and then a few others. But I'm a Discord partner. Discord partner. Okay, it's hard to get that, and I got that. So we have a really robust community. I got our server got reviewed by Discord themselves, and they said that we're within guidelines and what we're doing is good. So there we are. Stranger danger. There we go. If you laid over going through a corner and need to stand the bike after you are through the corner, rolling on the throttle will help stand the bike up. Yes, it can. It can. Thanks, Dan, for the detailed response. I was lucky to find one cheap under 6,000 new in here. You don't have a bad review of it. Love the advice for everyone. Ride whatever, but ride in your skill level. Exactly. Just living north of Texas. Exactly. What do you think of the 2019 Honda CBR 500R with ABS as starter bike? If you sit on it and you absolutely love it, do it. Do it. Have fun on that bike. Hey, look at it. Look. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Mr. Nick, you just donated. You just super chatted. Look what it says. Hey, everyone. Mr. Nick just donated to the stream. Thank you, brah. So everyone on Discord gets to see. Oh, the Traeger grill. Some only one Tuz from SD. Thank you so much for the donation. That helps a lot. So, yeah, look at we share stuff. Love the Traeger. And this is what I do. I just have this off to the side on my other screen while I'm editing, and I'll hang out. It's also on your phone. So everyone join up. Join the Discord, everybody. Join the Discord. If you're not in the Discord already and you're part of this live stream, then what are you doing? Join the Discord. So let's see. I'm a 13-year-old male, and I am thinking that what bike I want for when I turn 16. I love the sport bike types, and I have seen the Yamaha YZF R12 125 2017. Yes, that's a good beginner bike. It's very tiny. It's very tiny. And honestly, a lot of people don't give Yamaha 125 enough credit. It's actually better than the Grom in a lot of ways. Hey, look at that. Folky Wolff just joined. It says right there. It says just join the Discord. And Werner. Welcome at Werner and Folky Wolff. Welcome. Welcome. So the Discord link. Click this. Click Motorcycle Riders Tips. Watch. I'll click it with you guys. Hey, Tommy just donated. What? So this is what it looks like when you click motorcycleridingtips.com. So you get all the links, okay? So click this one. It says free chat in Discord right there. Okay, when you click that, it's going to take you here. And if you don't have a Discord username, you'll have to create your own. But look at that, 1,500 members. 1,500 members, 340 of them are online. So guys, click motorcycleridingtips.com. Right there, it says free Discord, free chat. Look at that. Oh, Pilot Jack and Ian. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So if you guys super chat or donate to the stream, it actually shows up in the Discord, so everyone gets to see how badass you are. Let's see, what other we have? Eric Nelson, Dana, what part of my own lane should I be riding in? I seem to stay more on the shoulder side, just not sure. You pick the lane position that is going to present the least amount of hazards for you. Constantly be moving. I am constantly moving in from 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, all the way to 3, back to 1. I'm constantly moving if I absolutely have to. Look at all these people joining. Look at all these people. Welcome at Hype. At who else? Scary. At Cold Key. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Have I ever heard anybody discuss that fact with the moving across lanes? Yeah, people have asked that, and it really is. You need to find the spot that gives you the best visibility and least amount of hazards in your way. That's pretty much it. Let's see. I want to ride to work, but so James Lefevre, I want to work, but it's still dark that early, and I'm nervous about riding in the dark. Should I just suck it up and do it, or wait till I get more experience? If you don't feel comfortable, wait till you get more experience. That's simple as that. If you don't feel comfortable, wait. Make sure you have a clear visor if it's dark, and that's what I would do. I would just wait. If you want, try it out. If you don't like it, go back home, get the car or whatever it is. But if you're not comfortable, ease into it. Ease into it. Yeah, exactly, Lion, you are. Really, it's a good idea to find others to ride with who have experience, who can help you get the ride experience. Yes, but remember, if you're riding with more experienced riders, don't try to ride at their ability. And if they're more experienced riders, hopefully they are going to ride to your ability. When I'm riding with new riders, I ride at their ability. You don't know how to downshift? Do you know how to shift up? It's the same process. It's the same process. Archangel with the donation. Thank you so much. Look at it. It shows up in the Discord. Love you guys. It's the same process as shifting up. Okay, so why are you upshifting? Well, it's because you're increasing your speed, right? You got to match your shifting to the speed that you're doing, or you want to go faster, so you're shifting up while you're increasing your speed. Same thing with going lower in gears. You're slowing down now, so you need to slow down and match that speed to that gear, so you're starting to downshift. It's the same process. Instead of throttle to increase your speed, you're probably braking or engine braking. Toro Mike, welcome. Welcome. This is an absolutely free Discord. If you're now joining the chat, it's an absolutely free Discord. If you want to join, click that link. And when you click that link, motorcycleridingtips.com, it's going to take you to this. And you can learn how to ride for free, which is the DDFM crew website. So DDFM crew website. So we have parking lot drills and all that stuff. And then if we go back here, the Discord, same thing. DDFM t-shirts and swag, same thing. Help me with men's mental health. So if you want to donate to the goal, I have that there. We have 18 days left. If you'd like to donate to that, help support me with men's mental health, that'd be great. Awesome. Thank you, Archangel. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Mr. Nick, for the donations. That really does help out a lot. Mr. Nick, no, she's not gonna be here. You know, guys, I just realized it's been an hour and a half streaming. Okay, so it's been an hour and a half streaming. I need to get back to work. I need to get back to editing. I really do, because I'm gonna be gone for it's all dark. I'm gonna be let's get back. There we go. I'm gonna be gone this week, so I need to get back to editing, make sure I got some videos up for you guys. Okay, that's pretty much what it is. So I will be in the Discord. I will be chatting in the Discord when I can. We got a whole bunch of new members, guys. A whole bunch of new members. This is awesome. So, guys, I'm gonna be in the Discord. I gotta get back to work. I gotta get back to work. Hey, how come it's not showing up? There we go. So you could do emojis. So goodbye, stream. I gotta get going. I gotta get back to work. Please join the Discord, everybody. Join the Discord, everybody. Thank you guys for all the super chats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, guys, become a YouTube member or a patron. It really helps out the channel. If you have any questions, the Discord is a great place to ask them, because we have 1,500 plus members and everyone is here to take care of each other. We're here to support each other and answer questions. It'd be great if I had the mental capacity of 1,500 people, because then I can answer almost every question, but I can't. That's why we have such an awesome crew. So join the Discord, guys.